Have you ever wondered how a journey of over 40 years could lead a nation to its destiny? Picture this: a vast throng of people, the Israelites, living in oppressive conditions in Egypt. Their cries reach the heavens and a plan is set into motion. Moses, a humble yet strong leader, is chosen to liberate them from the shackles of servitude. This was no ordinary journey. It was a journey of faith, of hope, and of divine destiny. The Promised Land, a land flowing with milk and honey, was their end goal. This was a promise from the divine to the Israelites, an assurance that their years of suffering would not be in vain. Their journey was significant, not just for them, but for all of humanity, a testament to the power of resilience, faith, and divine guidance. And so, with a glimmer of hope and a divine promise, the Israelites set out on a journey that would go down in history. Imagine standing before a vast sea with an army hot on your heels. What would you do? Picture the Israelites, their hearts pounding, eyes wide with fear as they stood on the brink of the Red Sea. Behind them, the menacing Egyptian army advanced, and before them, an insurmountable body of water. It seemed like a hopeless situation, a checkmate. But in this moment of utter despair, their faith became their beacon. They turned to Moses, their leader, who in turn looked up to the heavens. And then something miraculous happened. A powerful wind swept across the sea, causing the waters to recede and form a path to salvation, a path to freedom. The Israelites, with a newfound hope, began to traverse this divine trail. They walked on dry ground, the walls of water standing like silent sentinels on either side. In a display of divine power, the sea parted, and the Israelites walked through, leaving their past behind. What would you do if your survival depended on daily miracles? This question was a stark reality for the Israelites as they wandered through the wilderness, their escape from Egypt behind them, and the Promised Land yet out of sight. In this barren and hostile environment, their faith was tested to its limits. The initial joy of freedom soon gave way to despair as the harsh realities of survival set in. Food and water were scarce, and the Israelites, in their hunger and thirst, began to grumble. They questioned their journey, their leaders, and even the God who had freed them. But in the midst of their grumbling and questioning, a daily miracle occurred. Each morning, as the dew lifted, a flaky substance covered the ground. It was manna, food from heaven. This wasn't just a one-time event, but a daily occurrence. Every day, the people would gather enough manna for that day's needs. On the sixth day, they would gather twice as much to cover the Sabbath, when no manna would appear. This daily miracle was more than just physical sustenance. It was a lifeline of faith. The manna was a tangible reminder of God's provision and care. It was a direct answer to their grumbling, a proof of God's presence among them. Day by day, the Israelites learned to trust in God's provision, finding sustenance in the most unlikely of places. How would you react if the very person who led you to freedom disappeared for a while? Now imagine being an Israelite at Mount Sinai, waiting for Moses to return, 40 days and 40 nights with no sign of him. In this time of uncertainty, God gave Moses the Ten Commandments, a set of divine laws etched in stone, meant to guide the Israelites in their relationship with God and each other. These commandments were a gift, a roadmap to a blessed life. But during Moses' absence, the Israelites grew impatient and fearful. They felt abandoned, leaderless. In their desperation, they reverted back to what they knew from their time in Egypt: idol worship. They crafted a golden calf, a false god, and began to worship it, completely disregarding the first two commandments they had just been given. This act of disobedience was not without consequence. Upon his return, Moses was filled with disappointment and anger. He shattered the tablets of the commandments, symbolizing the broken covenant between God and the Israelites. Yet despite their grave mistake, the story did not end there. The Israelites were given a chance for redemption. They repented for their actions, and God, in His mercy, gave them a second set of tablets. This time they held onto them tightly, understanding the gravity of their commitment. In their impatience, the Israelites faltered, but through repentance they found their way back to God. What would it feel like to finally reach a destination after a 40-year journey? Picture it. The Israelites, their hearts pounding with anticipation and their eyes gleaming with hope, standing at the edge of the promised land. The air is thick with joy, gratitude, and a sense of accomplishment that only those who have journeyed long and hard can truly understand. This was no ordinary destination. It was a land flowing with milk and honey, a symbol of God's unwavering promise to his chosen people. It was the culmination of a journey filled with trials, tribulations, and divine interventions. It was the literal embodiment of their faith. As they set foot on this sacred soil, their hearts overflowed with joy. They thanked God for his grace, for guiding them through the wilderness, for providing manna from heaven, and for parting the Red Sea. This was a moment of profound gratitude, a moment that validated their years of perseverance, patience, and unwavering faith. But their journey didn't end with their arrival. The Promised Land, while a sanctuary, also presented its own set of challenges. There were battles to be fought, lands to be conquered, and laws to be upheld. Their faith would need to remain steadfast. Their resolve would need to be as strong as ever. Yet, in the face of these challenges, the Israelites held on to their faith. They remembered the miracles that had led them to this point, the divine guidance that had seen them through their darkest hours, and they knew that as long as they kept their trust in God, they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. This journey, this arrival at the Promised Land, serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of perseverance and faith. It reminds us that even when the journey is long and fraught with challenges, we must never lose sight of the promises that await us at the end. After a long and arduous journey, the Israelites finally arrived at their Promised Land, a testament to their enduring faith and God's unwavering promise. So what can we learn from this epic journey of faith and resilience? The Israelites' journey to the Promised Land provides us with timeless lessons. It's a story that highlights the importance of faith, the virtue of patience, the need for obedience, and the power of trust in God. Faith, as we saw, was the cornerstone of their journey. When faced with adversity, they held on to their belief in God's promise, showing us that faith can move mountains and part seas. Patience was their constant companion. They waited 40 years to reach their destination, teaching us that good things come to those who wait. Obedience played a crucial role too. By following God's commandments, they found their path, reminding us that obedience brings blessings. Finally, their trust in God was unwavering. Despite the challenges, they trusted God's plan, demonstrating that trust in him can help us overcome any obstacle. The Israelites' journey to the Promised Land serves as a powerful reminder that